and continue down our course with our Tetra X1 from Panda Hobby. It's a Jeep, obviously. Very, actually, pleasantly surprised with this little unit. It's got the 2.5 inch tires with the 1 inch wheels, the factory takeoffs from Trusty Rusty originally, and so it's a pretty nice little Jeep. The ground clearance is a little bit handicapped on this one just from the links, but with these bigger wheels and tires, the differential is actually not that much lower than on the high trail. But I also have foams in these tires I got from Traxxas, so there's a little bit of scush, but it's not ridiculous. It doesn't, there's not a bunch of scush just from the weight, which actually the Tetra X1 is actually about the same weight, a little bit lighter than the TRX 4M high trail. Oops. Let's cheat a little bit here. But pleasantly surprised with how capable this little turd is. I've got it in medium gearing right now. There's definitely some advantages to this one, and there's some disadvantages, but we'll go over those in a second. Now, straight out the box, this isn't going to do this, because the ground clearance is ridiculous with those little tiny ass factory tires. Turning radius isn't quite as nice as Trusty Rusty, but it definitely has some advantages and disadvantages. The advantages are it's got different gearing and things like that. You can actually shut it off, and you can charge the battery while it's in the unit. But if you put them side by side, I mean, they're relatively the same size. The wheelbase on this is a little bit shorter, just a little bit. Height, you can see, not that much more handicapped with these big wheels and tires on there. Now, if you get this, I'm going to suggest you get the 1 inch wheels and some 2.5 inch tires. That's almost a must in my opinion, because out the box it's kind of a little bit more helpless. But your disadvantage is the clearance versus the high trail. Obviously that's going to be a little bit taller, but that's really your only disadvantage. The other advantage this thing has is it's not as tippy. It's actually, and you can see they're pretty close to the same height, but this is far less tippy. And I think it's because it has more of the weight down below. But yeah, it's a very capable little unit. I picked this up for $95. I got it on sale. And my son has decided that its name is Pretties, so it's kind of pissed off that it got named Pretties. But yeah, very capable little rig, and pleasantly surprised with it. I adjusted the shocks down to the bottom hole and put these big wheels and tires on there, the original stocks off of this Trusty Rusty, and it actually does very, very well. The the Traxxas, the High Trail has more power, but I'm actually really happy for $95. It's a pretty darn nice little unit. The only thing I wish it didn't have these. I wish it had more of that style. I have looked into it and I've seen where people use magnets. So I'm gonna look into that and maybe see if that's an option for me. But yeah, pleasantly surprised with this little turd. Alright, we'll catch you in the next video.